Okay, so I had the filter go out, so I had to put a new one. I put in the Fluval FX4. It has a really high flow. It went out a couple days ago. I had the eyeball shot yesterday, so I did it the day before. My eyeball shot's kind of messed up, but it needs to be fixed up. I need to set that up better. It's supposed to have 3 inches from the bottom, and I think it's way under. It's like right on the bottom. I think I can adjust this part up here. At least give me an inch. And then I need to clean that out, get the plants out of there. But this is what I got right here. Oh, whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a water change on this thing. It's a big one. It's almost too much, and you do the water change through that right there. And so that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna set the camera up. I got to clean out some of the stuff from the old filter that I dropped in there. Look at there, he's going for it. Okay, so I'll be back. Going to do a water change using this new FX4 Fluval, and I don't really know how to use it, so I'm going to read the directions. I thought I would show the directions too. So looks like you start off by unplugging it, and then you turn off the outtake, and of course you put the little hose in. I already did that. Put the little hose in the bucket, and then you turn on the little valve at the bottom where the little hose is connected, and it will start siphoning the water out. And then you rinse and repeat until you have the water level down to where you want it to be. Okay, now replacing the water, you close off the little hose at the bottom, that valve, and then you open both valves, plug in the unit, wait for it to cycle about 3 minutes. It gets the air out. You close off the intake. You have your little hose, put it in a bucket full of water, and it starts to siphon, or actually pump the water into the tank. So it shows, it shows it pumping into the tank. Make sure you have a little bit at the bottom of the bucket. You don't want to send air into the pump, which sounds reasonable. Then when you're all done, you close the little valve at the bottom, open both valves, unplug the unit, then plug it back in. It'll recycle, and then bada bing, bada boom, it's done. So now we're going to go inside and we're going to see if this thing works like it says it does. See you inside. Okay, so I already started. I got the thing hooked up. The deal is you cut the power off, and then you turn this valve off, which is the outtake. You leave the intake, which you can't see. You leave that on. Then you put a tube on the bottom, and you turn this knob to on, and it starts draining the tank. Man, this is a whole lot easier than doing the siphon thing, I'll tell you that much. And you rinse and repeat until you have the water level as low as you want it to go. So it's getting pretty full here. I'm gonna cut it off. The only bad thing is it has a lot of water in it. But it has a little, after you do that, there's a little holder. It's supposed to be a holder for the hose. That way the water can't come up until you turn it back on. And I'm gonna go drain this and I'll be back. Okay, maybe 2 more. I'm gonna show you where I'm at so far. So I'm that far down, and let's get back to work. What?
You should time-lapse it.
Time-lapse it? I could do that on the computer if I wanted. Good idea though, huh? Okay, so I think I'm gonna do, let me see, I'm gonna do 2 more buckets. Only because the biomedia and stuff in here is brand new. So I'm gonna have to do a few water changes to make it keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. Okay, here we go, 1 more. Like that. Pretty cool. And it really comes out of there, huh? See, that's just pure gravity right there. That's not using the pump. I'm pretty impressed by this whole thing. Maybe only 1 more bucket. Yeah, only 1 more. Yeah, the filter busted. Pieces, I could hear the pieces rolling around, and I looked inside. There was little rubber pieces in the spray bar. The whole, it was another canister filter. I guess I had it for 3 years, but it was pretty cheap. I got it on eBay for 50 bucks. And now this one right here was listed at $2.99, but I had some credit kind of built up, or you know, a reward or whatever you want to call it, at PetSmart, and I got $50 off, so it was, with taxes and everything, $169. Still a lot of money, but I don't want it to break anymore, and it's because it's so big, it's less work. I don't have to change or clean this whole thing for like 3 months, but I'm gonna check it after probably a month and a week, something like that. Probably like January sometime, January 10th. So maybe 2 months almost. Okay, so that's gonna be my last bucket. Now I'll show you how we fill it with the same thing, which is pretty amazing. Okay. Okay, so that's about as far down as I'm gonna go. This is a 55. That looks like about 30%. That's good enough because I'm doing changes pretty regular. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I got at the sink. So what I'm doing, I'm going to fill this bucket, and I have this really cool setup. Sorry about the old beat up cabinets, but I got this cool setup on my sink, and I put an adapter, and then I put another adapter, and now I have a hose connected, and I can just run the water just like that. And I'm going to fill up this bucket like that. Okay. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so this time I'm at the bucket. And I'm going to bring the hose down. And I got it set where you can kind of feel the temperature of the water. Like if it's too hot or too cold. I have it not totally cold, where it feels cool to my hand. Because we're about 98 degrees. So a little bit cool to my hand, and it's about right for the fish. And I like it to go a little bit cooler into the tank and let the heater warm it up. So I was figuring out that pump right there, the pump on that canister filter, probably cycles that tank 10 or 11 times an hour on full power. I'm cutting it down about almost 50% on the flow, but it's doing great. If this is how this goes, this is probably boring you guys to death. Oh well. It's my Saturday. Okay. And grab that. Put it in the sink. And back to the... We're going to go back to the tank. Okay. Let me set that right there. And I hope I don't make you guys sick with this thing. Okay. Let me turn it a little bit. Alright. So this is the last one. I'm pretty sure. I'm working up a sweat. Don't want to get any sweat in my bad eyeball. Okay. Oh, I need to put in the water conditioner. I'm just gonna squirt a little bit because it doesn't take much. And I don't smell any chlorine in it anyways, but just to make sure. I've been doing this ever since I was 11 or 12. We used to breed guppies, mollies, all the live bearers. When I was 11, my bedroom had about 15 10-gallon aquariums, and we were breeding. Oh, it's getting full. So I've been doing this all my life. I'm getting ready to turn 63 in a couple months. The only time I had to not do aquariums is I had one, my youngest, he kept getting in the aquarium, so I had to stop doing aquariums till he was old enough to stop doing that.
There's the eel.
Eel? It's out. Oh, there we go. You see him in there? Let's see if we could see him with this. I wonder why he came out. I hope the water's okay. Let's see here. Well, if I move this over here, whoops. Oh, I see him. He's right there. So he came out. I'll have to feed him some bloodworms in a little while. Hope he's alive. Oh, he's alive. He's moving around. I have not seen that thing in months. Absolutely months. Whoops. But this is, let me take this thing off. Okay. Ugh. So now it's all full. And it
it's time to do the cycle on it. So, well, let me see if I see that eel in here again. I can see those little plecos. They're doing really well. And if you notice, I used to have green stuff on the bottom, like really bad, all over the place on here, and you could barely see, but there's hardly any algae. The plants are all cleaned off. They're working on this one. They got the pink one. They got the blue one. They got the live one. But pretty cool. Oh, there he is. I see him in there. He's hiding right there. Is that his head? Nice and fat, huh? Hope I'm not killing him when I change the filter, though. I worry about stuff like that. You know, little changes or really quick changes to their environment will kill them off, and I worry about killing them off. I've killed a few fish in my day. When I was a worm farmer, I killed lots of worms. Seriously. So I don't think they like the high flow. So a lot of them are down here where there's no flow. They're running from me. So I'm going to adjust the flow and call it done.